All right, sorry about that. The video stopped. That's all right though. We'll just pick up right where we left off. I am going to bring in I'm going to bring out Isaiah 29 and 9. I'm going to bring it in that's the TLB, the Living Bible. Isaiah chapter 29, TLB, Living Bible. We're going to go ahead and read 9 through 12 again. You are amazed and incredulous. You didn't believe it, then go ahead and be blind if you must. You are stupid, and not from drinking either. Stagger, and not from wine. For the Lord is poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. He has closed the eyes of your prophets and seers. So all these future events are a sealed book to them. So in other words, he took away your understanding. Do you get it now? All the things that are happening right now, you don't understand what's going on because the book is still sealed to you because you don't have faith. You don't have works. You don't do anything except for tell people how God knows your spirit. God does know your spirit. It's wicked. It's a wicked spirit to think that you're going to make it somewhere but not do any work to get there. So, he has closed the eyes of your prophets and seers. So all of these future events are a sealed book to them. When you give it to one who can read, he says, I can't, for it's sealed. When you give it to another, he says, sorry, I can't read. So you understand? He's taking away the understanding. And you know what? I can give you a perfect example of that. This is a curse for continuously going away from the law and leading the sheep astray. You know who's a good example of that? It's Jephthah. Jephthah from the One Body Camp. This guy's got to be the worst camp leader of all time. He literally will lie to you, and you can tell he's getting paid to lie. Anybody that tells you if Jesus did any miracles, it was witchcraft. And then you got, so of course he's not going to save anybody. He's coming for the 1/3. The guy said Jesus ain't going to save nobody. Yahushua is coming to save his people. His people only. Not any wicked people. Not part of the 2/3. Not the other nations. No. Only people that he's coming to save are his people. The ones that followed him in faith and in works. Nobody else. Everybody else can mock and scoff, go back to whatever you're doing, but you're doomed. Let's go back into the King James Version and get Isaiah chapter 29, and we'll pick up where we left off. Verse 13. Wherefore, Yahweh says, for as much as these people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men. So they're scared of what man says, not what Yahweh says. So they're going to listen to the breakdowns that are made up with false doctrine and false gods. But it clearly says, let me get a precept. Let me get a precept. These guys are going by the precepts of men now. So let me get a precept. Let's go to Ezekiel. Chapter 33.
We're trying to go to a smoke shop. We're trying to come down here. But the smoke shop, downtown is expensive. There's
We're going to go up. We're going to go ahead and bring out verse. We're going to start at 31. And they came unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear my words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth afar. Their heart goeth after their covetousness. I forgot my glasses today. I can't believe that. I've done this whole class without glasses, guys. Amazing, right? I'm making it without, and I already got shut down once. Let me keep going. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. So they think that what you're saying is just beautiful, man. Call it on me, all about shooting out shy. Yeah, oh, praise to the Most High. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All that bullshit. But then when it comes down to doing the work, they got other things, or they're sick, or they're busy, but there's never any work getting done. But they'll tell you how great it is. That's what it's saying right there. But let me get another precept on that. Let me get two more precepts on that. Let me get Jeremiah first, though. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 12, and we're going to get verses. We're going to start at verse 2. Thou hast planted them, thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken not. They grow, yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in mouth and far from their reins. So in other words, you're going to speak a good game, but your heart isn't really in the right place. So if you're near in mouth and far in reins, it's literally telling you you're just all talk. You're not actually doing any of the you're not applying this to your life. There's no application involved. You're just saying a good speech. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's get one more. You speak well, but you do not what you say. It makes you a hypocrite, really. Let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 4, because this is important. It's right there with what everything that's being said. Their heart is far from you, but their lips are with you. They're speaking good game, but they ain't actually about it. So let's get that. Let's start at verse 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterwards, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. So, like I said, they oh yeah, oh, God knows my spirit, praise the Lord, this and that, I'm with you, brother. But as soon as you find out that you might have to change something about your life, oh, I can't do that. You can't change anything about your life? Oh, no, I can't do none of that. I got to say, oh, Sunday, oh, Saturday, oh, what day is it on again? No, I got plans. So really, you're a liar. You're a liar when you say that you're part of this. You're trying to endure. But let me keep going to prove that. Let me prove it. And these are they which are sown on thorns, such as hear the word, and listen to this. The cares of the world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. So this book's only for a few people, because everybody's going to say that they believe in God and they love God, but when they find out that there's works involved and that they have to change their life, and they want to go get their money, they want to go party, they want to eat unclean foods, you find yourself getting the word choked right out of you. Let me keep going. Let's jump back over to the book of Isaiah chapter 29. And let's pick up where we left off again. We're going back to verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among these people, even a marvelous work and a wonder for and the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Like I told you, he's going to take the truth away because you guys didn't do what you were supposed to from the jump. I want to get a precept on that too. Isaiah chapter 30. I'll start at verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh, which say to the seers, see not, the visionaries, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits, lie to us, please. Don't tell us the truth, it's too harsh. No one wants to hear the truth. That means you might have to stop doing something that you like. Or maybe that thing that you like in the world is going to put you to death. Let me keep going. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise the word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly in an instant. So just like where were we at? We were in Isaiah chapter 29. And what did I tell you in 29 and verse 5? It's saying the same thing in verse 5. It's going to happen in an instant. And what did I tell you about that instant? The same time that you guys all get destroyed, we're going back to the kingdom. It's that simple. So let's go back to Isaiah 29. And let's read 5 real quick. Moreover, the multitude of strangers shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones shall be as chaff that passeth away. Yea, it shall be it shall be at an instant suddenly. It's going to happen. And the point why it keeps telling you in an instant, suddenly, that last trump, when the horn's blown, what it's telling you is that it's going to be too late when you figure this out. Because when it all goes down, I've been standing out here for years now. And I've got people that have been standing out on corners in other various places for over 20 years now. So believe me, the word is out. Whether you choose to accept it or not, well, that's between you and Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So let me read verse 14 again. Jumping back up to verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people. Indeed, a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudence shall be hid. I was just telling you about one body in Yahweh Shai. They're telling you, you said that there was a transatlantic slave trade. You can't even show me a slave ship, man. Really? It's because they were called cargo merchant ships that were converted to put people underneath. It's really fucking simple. It's a simple thing. But you know what? That's what money will do to you. That's what a blank check does to you. A blank check will make you say, oh, if Christ did any miracles, it was witchcraft, man. You better watch out, one body. You better watch out. The Most High is coming for you directly. You are the worst teacher of all the Israelites ever on earth in any time in history. Let's keep going. Verse 15. Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us? And who knoweth us? Who sees the Most High? He's saying that. See, watch, let me show you something. Because they're not thinking about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai when they say that. Who seeth us? Who knoweth us? Let me show you. Book of Sirach, chapter 23, KJV. We're going to start It's also known as Ecclesiasticus. It is the book of Sirach. For you guys that are new, it's in the Apocrypha. The word Apocrypha means secret document, not for public use. These books were in the original 1611 King James Version Bible, which I have at home, but the Europeans at a certain point removed certain books to, well, they didn't want you to know what was actually going on if you want to know the truth. But let's go to that book of Sirach. We're going to go to, it's also, like I said, known as Ecclesiasticus. We're going to go to chapter 23 and start at verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not the eyes of Yahweh are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. You know what? Let me start at 18. Let me start at 18, because this is a deep parable that needs to be broke down. A man that breaketh wedlock saith thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody see me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. So, wait a second. In the Levitical law, it literally says if a man gets a second wife, that he can't diminish his first wife. So that means you can have more than one wife, but you can't treat one like crap. So if he's breaking wedlock, I don't think you guys understand what's going on here. He's falling away from the laws. He's breaking Yahweh's law, and he's going into sin. And he's saying, no one sees me, but really he's just breaking the law. It has nothing to do with the wife if you're allowed to have multiple wives. Solomon had 700 wives from 7 different nations, not including his concubines or sex slaves. So when it says, when it's talking about breaking wedlock, it's talking about stepping away from the Levitical law, which was given to us, and going into sin. I hope you understand that now. So, 18 again, a man breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. Key word, sins. It's not talking about being married. Let's keep going. Let's prove it. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahweh are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. So, you can't hide anything. Everything's being recorded. You're going to see, that's why most people say, I almost died and my whole life flashed before my eyes in a second. So you think that you're going to see that, but the Most High doesn't see you out there in your sin? His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. You couldn't look into his eyes. You get cooked. Let's keep going. Let's go back into Isaiah.
I like the way you talk.
Thank you very much. Let's go to pick up where we left off. Going back to verse 19. So let's read 18 again. Wait, where were we? Wait. Let's start at 16. I'm sorry. Let's pick up where we left off. Start at 16. So we'll go back to 15 and get back into the context, and then I'll just go from there. Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, but his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Now we know that. We know we can't hide anything. All right. And their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? We know and we see. Verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. I'm going to give you guys a treat today. Isaiah chapter 29, the Living Bible. Watch what it says in the Living Bible. It's pretty funny. Shalom, Akim. Shalom. All the Mexicans are the sixth-born son of Jacob, and they're called Issacharites. So Mexicans are Israelites. That's why they tell you Mexicans, Indians, niggers got to get that vaccination first, because they wanted us to die. Look how many people have died that are fully V'd. So remember that. They're coming after us. They're not coming after anybody else but us. They want us to be stopped. So I'm just letting you know that the word of the Most High is in you too. Shalom, Akim. Shalom. Now, let's get that TLB. Isaiah chapter 29 TLB. So there's the Israelites that you can tell right away are Israelites, and then there's the speckled bird. The speckled bird is when you have to have Romans 8 and 16 take effect. Because in Romans 8 and 16, it's going to tell you that the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So, in other words, I could tell that guy was an Israelite right away. I could see the Spirit just resonating off him. So I had to say something. But I got another person sitting right here who comes every week now. But who knows? I know that she suffers the curses that everybody else is suffering. So we have to let the Spirit bear witness. Not too many people want to come and be right here. This is not exactly your most comfortable spot to be in if you want to think of it like that. So I'm only bringing out truth, which is mainly judgment. Now let's go into the TLB, the Living Bible, and let's get it again. I think it was verse starting at 15. Woe to those who hide their plans from Yahweh, who try to keep him in the dark concerning what they do. God can't see us. They say to themselves, he doesn't know what's going on. That's amazing that you could be that prideful to think that your creator that created you doesn't know what's going on. Let's keep going. Let's prove that. Let me read that next verse. Verse 16. How stupid can they be? Isn't he the potter? Greater than you, the jars he makes? So he's the potter and you're the clay, and you think that he doesn't know what you're doing? He created you. He knows exactly what you're doing. And he knows when you do it and where you do it at. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. How stupid can they be? Isn't he the potter, greater than the jars he makes? Will you say to him, he doesn't make us? Does a machine call its inventor dumb? Well, I mean, these days you got artificial intelligence, which actually is calling us dumb, but honestly, that was just a joke, just inside joke there. But honestly, no. Your inventions aren't going to look at you and say you're dumb. But for some reason, we're created by the Creator. We worship the creature more than the Creator. And we got most people saying there is no Creator, that we were just a immaculate conception altogether with the what is it, the big boom theory. I mean, honestly, people hate God. They hate Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, to the point where they will tell you to your face that there is no creator. So there was no potter molding the clay. So it's a prideful situation to be in, that's all I know. But I'm going to go back to the King James Version now. That's all I wanted to read from the TLB. I just thought it was cool how it says, how stupid can they be? And that's how it's written in the Living Bible. And it's true. How stupid are you? You're gonna you're gonna act like you can get one over on the Creator. So when you're molding a pot, you know every blemish in it. And nobody else sees the mistake, but you know where the mistakes are because you're the Creator. You got to see it like that. Let's go back to Isaiah, King James Version, chapter 29, picking up where we left off, going back to verse 19. Actually, we're going to start at 17. Is it not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest? Think about that. Isn't it going to grow? Isn't it become just enormous? And in that day shall the deaf hear the word of the book. So it's talking about Israel growing back into a nation. And it's talking about the people that didn't understand the book are now starting to understand the book. The people. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. So everybody's going to start understanding that I'm telling the truth, and all them Christian churches were lying. Feel good message, no real scripture, nothing. They're lying, and you're going to find that out. That means the blind being able to see and the deaf being able to hear. That's because you're going to know that they're lying to you. You're going to know that this is all a construct to keep you asleep. But the Most High is going to take a certain point and wake you back up. So, let's keep going. Verse 19. The meek also shall increase their joy in Yahweh, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. The word poor in this context means the abused. The people that are abused in this place become the people that are needy because they get pushed to the bottom of society and they get taken out and nobody even bats an eye at them. But guess what? There's going to be joy in their hearts. Why? Because the Most High is coming to save the abused. And those are the ones that keep his laws, the statutes within his laws, and his direct commands. Because in Sirach chapter 2, starting from the top, it says, my son, if thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So they're coming after you, and they're going to do everything they can to stop you. Now, let's keep going. Verse 20. For the terrible one is brought to nothing, to naught, and the scorner is consumed. He's taken out. And all that watch for iniquity are cut off. Who watches for iniquity? Well, guess what? I got a precept for that too. It's I think it's Psalms chapter 64, KJV. Psalms chapter 64, KJV. I just asked, who watches for iniquity? Who searches for iniquity? Well, let's find out. And they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thoughts of every one of them and the heart is deep. Watch this. This was a really good one. I have to break this down in the Living Bible so you understand it a little better.
Take a break. You need a soda? You need a soda?
Oh, I don't drink sodas. They're bad. They're bad for you. Psalm 64, KJV. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Psalm 64, the Living Bible.
Paradise.
Huh?
Paradise.
What does that mean?
Bomb.
Oh. All right, so Psalm 64 and 6. They keep a sharp lookout for opportunities of crime. They search out iniquity. Do you understand it now? They keep a lookout for opportunities of crime. So they what do they say? Never let a bad situation go to waste, or however they say it. They're always trying to get you. Let me read it again. and they keep a sharp lookout for opportunities of crime and spend long hours with all their endless evil thoughts and plans. But Yahweh himself will shoot them down. Suddenly, with his arrows, will he pierce them. And now I told you before, who's the arrow? Well, Esau was given the fatness of the earth, the doing the fatness of the earth, and he will conquer by his sword. So we know that the Edomites have conquered everything by the sword, and that is who his sword is when he comes to judge you. Shalom, Akwath. So let's go back into Isaiah chapter 29 again. All right, back to 29. We're going to keep going, go to verse 21. We're almost finished. I was just going to read this chapter and call it a day. So, for the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender of the word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, I will redeem Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. So it's saying that Jacob's face is not going to wax pale anymore. So it doesn't mean being white. It doesn't mean being losing your skin color. What it's saying is that the children of Israel will no longer be dishonorable. The children of Israel will no longer suffer shame. It has nothing to do with the skin color. That is a social construct created by the government, because in the 1800s, they didn't want so-called black people to be able to own land or houses or have certain types of jobs. So, waxing pale means shame or dishonorable. So, and you know what? Even in the lexicon, it'll say, oh, it means to be white. No, it doesn't. You've got to understand that even in these books, they'll lie to you to try and keep a separation between the people. Let's keep going. Got 2 more verses, and then a couple precepts. I'm going to shut it down. But when he seeth his children, the work of mine hands, in the midst of him, they shall sanctify my name. Make his name sacred. So you got to think, he's sanctifying my name. Oh, I thought you could just call him anything you want. The word Jesus means hail Zeus, or little Zeus. The word God means Babylonian deity of financial increase. In God we trust. The word Jehovah means he's mischief. The word Allah is, in the Muslim Bible, he's the greatest deceiver. In our Bible, the word deceiver means devil. When you look up the word devil, it's deceiver, false accuser, slander, bearer of false witness. Allah was the greatest deceiver. The true meaning of Allah, though, is God-like power. Who am I? I'm an Israelite. No, I'm Yashar Allah. I'm a Yashar Allah. In other words, I'm the prince of a God-like power. They take our names and they twist them and turn them and ruin them. He said that we will be sanctified in his name. So what is his name? What is his son's name? What's the tribe? Isn't God's name in all of his names? It's not God's, and so you see what I'm saying? It's Yahweh. He is Yahweh Shai. He is deliverer, because he's going to deliver us. And he's from the tribe of Yahweh. It's not Jew, it's Yahweh. Yahweh Shai, Yahweh. Wow, the name is in there. Now we know what name this what we're talking about, this being sanctified. Everybody lying to you saying you can say any name, try calling me outside of my name too many times. I'm gonna correct you once. I'm gonna tell you politely once. After that, I'm gonna start getting a little frustrated with you. So think about that. This guy created us, and you think you can come in as prideful as that? You can't even call him by the correct name, and you know it? You're done. Let me keep going. They also that err in spirit shall come to understanding, and they that murmured shall learn doctrine. I told you 2/3 all Israel will be saved. And let me prove it real quick, then I'm going to go home. Let me prove it real quick. Let's get the book of Isaiah. I'm sorry, the book of Romans. And we're going to go to chapter 11. We're going to start at verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. There shall come out of Zion the deliverer. What did I just tell you his name was? Yahweh Shai. What does it mean? He is deliverer. Yahweh, he is, he exists. Yahweh Shai, he is deliverer. So, let's read it again. Let's read it again. 26. And so all Yashar Allah shall be saved, as it is written. There shall come out of Zion the deliverer, Yahweh Shai, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. I already told you. Corruptible made incorruptible. You just gotta either you understand it and you receive it, or you're doomed. You're doomed. Let's get some more precepts. Isaiah chapter 45. We're going to start at verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed. What did I tell you? Wax pale. You shall not wax pale. You shall not be ashamed. Nor confounded, world without end. So when he's saying world without end, that goes into Israel only. The whole world ain't getting saved. Because if salvation is of Yahweh, that means that Yahweh is being oppressed by the other nations. And if we're being oppressed by the other nations, who needs to be saved from that? The other nations that are oppressing us? Or the people that are being oppressed? I got one more verse. I'm pretty much done here, so I'm going to close it out right here. Revelation chapter 22, KJV. We're going to go to verse 12. And behold, I come quickly. And what did I tell you? In a second, in an instant, in a twinkling of an eye. By the time when this all goes down, it's going to be too late for you. It's going to be too late. Act now while supplies last. There's still places in the kingdom. But all these Christians, they're going down. They are doomed. Out there practicing Christmas and Easter and birthdays. You think you're going to get away with that? You're not getting away with it. You know the Bible says we can't celebrate that garbage. You know it. And I come quickly. My reward is with me to give every man according to his works shall be. So what's he going to do? He's going to pay you for what you're doing. And with that being said, if you got eyes to see, if you've got ears to hear, and he's taking that blindness and that deafness off you, then I hope you were able to get something out of this message. Shalom. And call Allah, Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem L'Kwakadash. Double honors to all the elders, the prophets, the teachers, the disciples, and the apostles, not in that order. Shalom.